Won't you just see right through me? On the dying days when I ask for forgiveness of myself. Hey, Mr. Bully, what you think when you push me out of my own head where everything made sense? Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on to your lies. What do you think you'll find me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on. Say it's over when nothing's closer to what you're fighting for. Fade away from where we've been. I close the chapter where I'm ripping out my pages. Stop the fire under my skin. Oh, light the blaze again that stood alive for ages. Breathing in the lies that keep me open from the truth that keeps me holding on to your lies. What do you think you'll find me when you destroy what is inside me? I'll carry on. I'll carry on. I'll carry on. I'll carry on. I'll carry on.
Hi everyone, welcome to Init Talks. Happy to see everybody here on evening who's living in the United States. I got morning today. Please welcome Abigail Cole. She's 13 years old, junior drag racer. Abigail, welcome to our Init Talks.
Thank you.
So let's start how you get into this racing and also tell us a little bit about your family. I know that you got a dog. I think we're going to talk about this as well because I got dog and I really like them. So tell us more about your family first of all.
Yeah, so we are a family of 3. It's me, my mom, plus my dog. His name's Bronco, and he is a 5-year-old Rottweiler.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Do you like to play with Bronco and also Bronco maybe visit some of your races?
But yeah, he comes everywhere with us. And of course, I love playing with him.
That's really nice. So I got Shelty. She's 2 years old. We doing some agility that's like like rally together. So we doing some jumps, tunnels, and other stuff together. So we're running, and yeah, I really like my dog. We always walk, I always like took her with me. That's really cool. Um, so how you actually get into the drag racing?
Yeah, so I got um, hooked on it when I was 3. My parents took me to Seafair in Seattle on Thursday, and I watched hydroplanes, and climbed and sat in an Army helicopter. And then the very next day, we went to NHRA Northwest Nationals
Hmm.
at Pacific Raceways, which is my home track. And I met Tony Schumacher, the Sarge, and I sat in his Army car, and that was kind of what got me hooked on drag racing. I saw the display of juniors and sat in one of those, and of course, I kept going back and did not want to get out.
Hmm.
And so for the next 2 years, that's pretty much what I talked about. So that's when we bought my HalfScale juniors that I run today. So that's the car that I've had my whole career.
Hmm. Um, how's actually that was for you, to choose the drag racing, not ovals or like dirt ovals, which are really popular in the United States, and maybe some road racing as well. So, what's the biggest thing which you really like about drag racing?
Um, I don't know, the camaraderie is awesome in drag racing, but I was also never really introduced to the other aspects of racing, besides boat racing, which my dad races a boat. He started that when I was about 2,
Hmm.
but you can't race a boat until it's either 15 or 16. So that wasn't exactly an opportunity for me.
Hmm. That's awesome. Also, can you tell me what feelings you got when you first time race it?
I was still really young and I got super nervous. But I've kind of come over that, and I get nervous for the competition wise, but not necessarily driving. As soon as we started that car when I was little, I kind of was just ready to go. Um, but now I'm mixture between nervous and exciting
Hmm.
um, feelings there. So yeah,
Yeah, so you get used to the speed and just having fun with it. Yeah,
yes, yeah.
that's nice. Um, so, can you tell me how does it feel for you? So, being 13 years old girl and racing around the country, travel and doing all the stuff, and also balance with everything.
Yeah, so it can be hard at times because I mean last trip we were on the road for 2 months and um it's a lot to deal with, but it's doing what I love and um I get to race, so I'm happy with that. And we travel quite a bit. We've gone as far as Texas, Oklahoma, Colorado, and we're here in Washington. So yeah,
Nice. So you actually enjoy the traveling part and racing
yes.
together. That's really nice. I
Yeah.
also, when I did, so I started from karting when I was 9. So we've been on kart circuit together with my dad, and all the time driving the car to this track. It was so exciting. You just woke up in the morning and like, oh great, I'm going to race. I'm going to practice. That's really nice feeling, definitely. And then I travel quite a lot when I did some open wheelers. Um, so I went to Malaysia. There was like, 10 hours flight. It was a horrible, real long flight, the longest in my life, I think. But I like to race Sepang. It's a great circuit, definitely. Um, so, can you tell me how do you prepare to race, like mentally and physically? What exercises you doing? What's your routine looks like?
Well, first I do reaction time stuff. So we have a little simulator tree thing. Um, that brings down the tree. So
Mm-hmm.
I get to work on my reaction times there. And then we have a bunch of different exercises for other ways of reaction time as well. Um, and then mental side of it, I have dove deeper into that recently, whereas books, audiobooks, and that kind of stuff. And I'm actually in a mental strength and mental toughness class right now.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I'm getting a lot of exercises from that and working on that a little bit more.
Mm-hmm. That's great. Also, I just read your bio, and you've learned to do so many cool things like welding and powder coating. Uh, so tell me, what's your favorite, and what do you like the most of it?
Um, that's really hard because I like them all.
Mm-hmm.
Something with sandblasting, powder coating, and working on the lathe and all those kind of things all come together because I started making piston candles. So
Mm-hmm.
I would take old pistons, broken pistons, that kind of stuff from my dad's engine builder, who is one of my sponsors, and clean them up, sandblast them, powder coat them, and then we made little inserts so that the wax didn't fall out everywhere. And then on the lathe, and then we would make candles in them and sell them. So that was always really fun, and I'm still doing that. I just have kind of fallen off on that a little bit, being more involved in racing.
Mm-hmm. That's really cool there. You got, some different activities outside of the racing. Not all the time you can see the racing driver who's doing like the welding and all the stuff. That's really awesome. um, you also mentioned then you're doing some training at AKEA. So can you tell me more about this? And you also doing some climbing and baking. You got a lot of hobbies. That's great.
I do, yes. So AKA, it's the American Karate Eskrima
Hmm.
Association. So we base more towards like self-defense karate than anything, and then Eskrima is stick work. Um, so that's always really fun. And then climbing, I love rock climbing. So fun. Unfortunately, I don't have a lot of time for all of this considering how much we're on the road. Um, and then of course the baking, the cooking. When we're at home, I try to do as much as I can of that during the holiday. Always all the baking. So yeah,
Hmm.
definitely have fun outside of racing.
That's nice. So you develop yourself in different sites. It's really
Yes.
cool. Because you're 13 years old, I think the world is really interesting for you. So you're really curious about different stuff. It's really nice. I like when people, jumping into like different stuff. Like I jump into agility with my dog and get a dog like 1.5 year ago, and that's my first dog in the family. And I'm like, okay, let's do the new hobby. Let's jump into it. And I started like to learn from scratch, and it's really refreshing feeling, definitely. Um, okay, let's return back a little bit and talk about your car. I know that your car got a name. Can you tell more about this? What's the story behind this?
Yeah, so my car's name is Lou. It's after my grandparents' old Scotty dog. I was really attached to her, and she passed away, I believe it was last year or the year before that. Um, and it kind of broke my heart. So I decided my car didn't have a name at the time,
Mm-hmm.
and her name was Whitaker, Lou Whitaker. And so I decided to name it Lou after her.
Mm-hmm. Interesting story, and I think it means a lot for you, definitely. Uh,
Yeah.
I remember that when I raced in open wheelers, I had a Formal Masters, which is a Formula Bart car, and named Jackson. So it was, quite aggressive and sounds good at the same time. So yeah, I also had a car with a name. It's kind of cute. Um, so, what can you tell about community in the drag racing in the United States? Like, what it's like to be 13 years old and girl in this racing industry?
Yeah, really the racing community is really the racing community is really dang, what's the word? Um,
Like, friendly or Maybe not really.
Yeah, you could say friendly, yeah. But it really isn't hard being a girl or young
Mm-hmm.
in the sport either. Because it's pretty much 50-50 from the girl boy standpoint
Mm-hmm.
as well there. And then I have in racing, I have more stuff on the decks. We own a parts business for juniors. So I'm doing inventory, getting orders out,
Mm-hmm.
um, selling the parts at the track and that kind of stuff as well. So that brings another aspect of racing into it as well. So it's not necessarily just the driving or the tuning.
Mm-hmm. Interesting. I was aware that in drag racing, actually, more girls than in any other categories. Definitely. What's in your opinion brings girls into that, like speed or community or everything together?
Yeah, I don't know. I would say the same thing for everyone. The community, of course, if you like the general adrenaline rush, the competition. I personally love competition, so that's something that is great about racing for me.
Mm-hmm.
But there's so many different things that you can find in racing. Um, I am homeschooled, so um, racing is something that we bring into my schooling. So the math in it, from measuring oil to doing my data and all of that, is a learning opportunity as well.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about your team, how you're working with your engineers, what kind of settings you maybe apply to the car, and like how the work on the track looks for you.
Yeah, so like I said earlier, it's just the three of us. So my mom, my dad, and me.
Mm-hmm.
So obviously I'm the driver, and I do like the tires, the oil, the fuel, all of that kind of stuff. And then my mom, she does all the video and picture taking stuff. And then I do data, and then anything else
Mm-hmm.
that's more on the card does and kind of fills in the holes of what I don't do.
Mm-hmm. So speaking about team, how's the teamwork brings good positions for you? Like, did you do you remember any highlights races in your career?
Yeah, so last year, I won the championship in my class at my home track here
Mm.
in Washington. And then I have two Wallies, so pretty prestigious award there. And then I this year newly am part of the JCM Maynard Family Pro Team.
Mm-hmm.
So that's super cool. And then yeah, and so that the Maynard JCM team is
Mm-hmm.
pretty much is just opportunity for mentoring and pretty much any questions I have when it comes to the mental side, the social media side, the actual racing. I can go to them with any questions that I have.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Congrats to you with the first position. That's great feeling,
Thank you.
I think. How you handle the pressure during competition, and what's your routine looks like on a day when you got the race?
Yeah, well, I really try to stay out of my head as much as I can, but obviously, why I'm in the mental classes and have all the books and stuff is because I'm not the best at doing that.
Mm-hmm.
So I do get in my head a little, but I've found breathing really helps, and
Mm-hmm.
I've tried multiple different breathing exercises and stuff like that. Um, Something that I've been trying newly is visualization. Um, so just visualizing myself running the pass and then going out there and doing it. Usually before we start the car, I try to think about nothing just so I don't have to worry about anything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just not thinking.
Mm-hmm. So you focus on track on the car and like all stuff which happened with you in the moment, right?
Right.
Nice. Um, So that's great that you doing some breathing exercises. I think they help a lot, definitely. And I think you have to continue to do this. Of course, we all get nervous when we're on the start of the race. That's absolutely normal because, you know, adrenaline pumps in your blood and you're getting excited and all these things happening. It's absolutely okay. Um, can you tell me about the purple dragster? Is it Lou or different?
No, so that is actually, she's aged out now,
Mm-hmm.
but it's one of my friend's cars. But that is the first car that I sat in. So when I went to that NHRA race, when I was 3, that is the car that I sat in. And for a while, that's the car that I wanted. I wanted to
Mm-hmm.
have the purple dragster that has the fairy on it. But it, yeah. Um,
It's really
so
cute.
the person that just aged out of that, she just aged out, and her name was Z. But I literally was in love with that car. I had to have
Mm-hmm.
it. Unfortunately, I didn't exactly get that car, but I love mine. So, yeah.
That's a really cute story also. I hope you're going to get in the future Top Fuel dragster purple with fairy on it. It's going to be awesome. Um, okay, let's do quick fun questions. If Luke could talk, what would he say? What do you think?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
If Lou could talk, what would he say?
Hmm. I've never been asked that before. That's I don't know.
I know, maybe I'm
Um,
fast, I'm furious, something like this.
I don't know. I think that she was just like well, not congratulate, but like wish me luck and like be positive
Hmm.
things, like stuff like that.
Nice. What's your favorite snack when you're on the track?
Ooh, that's so hard. Um, well, a lot of times when we're at home, my grandparents come out and my grandma always brings like fruit and veggie trays. So
Hmm.
that's always super nice to have. So I'd probably say fruit and veggie trays.
All right. And tell me about the book you take to the race weekend, because I know that you're reading a lot.
Yeah, I read quite a bit. I like fantasy sci-fi type books.
Hmm.
Um, if I'm not reading the mental stuff.
Hmm.
Um, so I like the Harry Potters, Hunger Games, more magic side of stuff too. So I have a lot of books. I have like 2 bookshelves full.
Hmm.
Um, plus I borrow so much from the library that I wish I could fit in my room, but I just don't have enough space. Um, but yeah, so the fantasy, sci-fi, factured fairy tale type things. Yeah.
Hmm.
And
Um,
I don't have a favorite book. I've read too many, so that's something that I could never choose.
so you actually just enjoy every book which you read.
Pretty much, yeah.
Okay. um, so for the future, what do you think? What's your dream sponsor to like bring you to the top few drag career?
I would love to go pro, whether that's Top Fuel,
Mm-hmm.
Funny Car,
Mm-hmm.
or I would love to do pro stock. I
Okay.
think pro stock would be super fun, but really whatever I have the chance to do.
All right. What advice can you give to like girls and boys who's starting, who's also 13 years old, because you got quite big experience already in this life with all traveling, different hobbies, and all the stuff.
Yeah. I'd probably say just take it slow. I mean, don't go too crazy. Don't think that you're gonna be perfect. Because I mean, mistakes happen, and um, definitely breathe through everything and keep a good mindset. Mindset is very, very important, so stay positive.
Yeah, that's true. That mindset is so important because how you think that's how you actually see things, and yeah,
Right.
if you see them from bad side, from negative side, you like things going to be bad for you. But if you see a little spark in bad stuff, it's a really nice skill to have in this life. I absolutely agree with you in this. And tell me about plans for this year, which you got for this season, and for the future, maybe for the next 3 years or 5.
Yeah, so this season, I know I've got a big race coming up in Texas, the JDRL Western Conference Finals. And that is, I believe, an 8-day race. So a lot of races packed into those 8 days. But that's usually about the biggest event that I have every year. So I'm super excited for that. That's in, I want to say like a month or so. So coming up fast already. And then, I mean, year, 2 year plans. I don't really have anything planned yet.
Mm-hmm.
Just because I don't know where I want to go at this point. Of course, like I said, I'd love to go pro. I think I'll keep working on the junior stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Keep working on my mindset. Keep working on all of that stuff, and um, hopefully win some more races, win some more championships, some more Wallies, all the fun stuff. But yeah, coming up, we've got Western Conference Finals, and then of
Mm-hmm.
course the Division 7 bracket finals, which I think is probably the second biggest race that I have every year. So yeah.
That's nice. Uh, Also, can you tell me if outside of the being the racing driver, what's your dream job which you would like to have in the future? Like maybe working as an engineer or like doing some welding or some other stuff.
I've really never thought of that before,
Mm-hmm.
just because I've always um, thought about racing and hoping to go pro there, but I don't really know at this point. I mean, I love all the shop work stuff, so
Mm-hmm.
maybe something in that direction,
Mm-hmm.
or um, I don't know if we could bring some sort of something with books into it, because
Mm-hmm.
I am a bookworm and would love to do something that entails books.
Mm-hmm.
But shop work definitely, and then if I can do something on the side that's books, that'd be so awesome. But mainly drag racing.
Nice. So maybe you can write a book about your career in drag racing. We'll see in the future. I'm so excited because with all your experience, I think you got a really bright future, and with all the positive mindset and mental stuff which you are reading, it's really cool. So, can you tell me? So you're a girl in a racing, yes, and me too. And what do you think? How we can um, develop the racing to get more girls into this, like in United States and in the rest of the world as well?
I really think that you just gotta spread the word. You have to kind of put it out there as something fun, something that's competitive, not just serious, because I feel like
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people see racing as super serious, which it can be at times, but um, I think it's important to have fun, because if you're not having fun, there's no reason to do it because it is just a sport. I mean, until you get up in the higher ranks, you
Mm-hmm.
don't have to like be totally serious. I mean, um, but definitely put the word out there, whether it's through word of mouth, social media, or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. Um, but I really do hope that we can grow the sport more for everyone because um, I think it'd be awesome to have more kids in it and grow the sport.
Mm-hmm. That's great. As you said, you know, always have fun. This is what I say to people on my streams, and when people doing some racing and they get too serious sometimes, and yeah, so just the main thing is to have fun, and yeah, for sure, some things happen on the racing track or like in some racing as well, which can upset you, but I think you're right with this. Um, and I wanted to say something, but then I just forget because it's so excited. That's first time I got person who's 13 years old, and it's really cool that doing a lot of stuff also. All right. Um, what's actually the best lesson which you learned during these years in racing and in other activities?
I've probably, hmm, I've learned so many, whether I've
Mm-hmm.
realized it or not. Um, and I've learned from my mistakes so many times. I mean, so many mistakes. Um, but lesson that I've learned, um, probably that, like I said earlier, you can't be super serious. You have to
Mm-hmm.
relax and you have to breathe through it. And you can't get too mad. You can't get too emotional about whether you win or lose. Obviously, losing does not feel the best sometimes, but
Mm-hmm.
you gotta learn to get through that and learn from what happened. Let's say maybe you were slow on the light, maybe you were not paying attention, or I mean, some tracks there's tons of planes flying over, and this is something I've done. Maybe you
Mm-hmm.
were watching the planes and had a horrible time, but you just gotta learn to focus. You gotta breathe through it, like I said.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think that's probably the biggest lesson I've learned. But I'm sure there's so many that I didn't realize I learned and just
Mm-hmm.
kind of grew through it without realizing that it was even the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I noticed that you kind of going with the flow in this life, and it's really nice because sometimes, like that happened to me. Unfortunately, my team who supported me in open wheelers, they completely shut down the program. But then sim racing happened, then streaming happened, and all this stuff. So you're just going with the flow and actually enjoying your life and having fun. It's the main thing. I wanted to ask you about, you mentioned that it's really important to go with social medias. Do you enjoy to um, like doing something for your Instagram, and also please tell people where they can find you? Maybe you got some kind of blog or something else.
Yeah, so we're on Facebook and Instagram as Abigail Cole Racing, along with our family race team, which is 629 Racing. And then on YouTube is 629 Racing. That's all we are there. Wait,
Mm-hmm. That's nice. Do you actually enjoy to do posting? Do you like photos and other stuff for social medias? Like, do you want to do maybe some reels, YouTube channel in the future about the drag racing or about your life overall?
it really depends on my mood, on whether or not I want to do photos
Mm-hmm.
or want to do a video as a race day recap, or I just want to write something. Like I said earlier, mom does all of the videography and the photography. And then she does most social media. I write a lot of stuff, but I'm not on there a lot. So she's doing most of the posting. I'll go on and respond to comments and stuff, but she handles most of that.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and I just come in a little bit. Um, but As of taking photos and stuff, like I said, it really depends on my mood. Sometimes I'm
Mm-hmm.
like super happy about it and like, okay, let's do this. And sometimes I'm just like sitting there with a frown on my face and I have to be told to smile to smile. Um, so that's always fun times.
Mm-hmm. I got you. Yeah. So sometimes you got a mood that you're like, oh yeah, I don't want to make any photos. Like, leave me alone. I feel that we all got that moments, definitely. Um, so last thoughts. Maybe you can tell a sentence which is going to inspire girls in to jump into drag racing, and we're going to see a lot of girls in it in the future.
Yes, yes. I really hope for that.
Hmm. So what the would be the like inspiring message from you to girls?
Hmm. Um, I would say, I mean, a lot of different sports have the competition, but I think that if you are really loving the competitive side, this is definitely probably the number one sport I would say for competitive stuff because
Hmm.
of how competitive it can get. But definitely, if you enjoy speed, this is the sport for you. Is so fun to go so fast. I mean, at 6 years old, I was going like 30 miles an hour, and then I
Hmm.
slowly moved up 50, 70, 80, um, and going like 82 miles an hour at 13 is absolutely insane,
Hmm.
especially with the size of the car. So it's really fun for that side of things as well. So, um, I mean, and like I said earlier, if you're getting into this, stay focused. Like, don't freak out too much. Like, don't overthink it, which
Hmm.
that's something I really struggle with. I overthink everything. Um, so don't overthink it and just stay having fun with it. And if
Hmm.
you're not having fun, I don't see why you should be doing this.
Yeah, I think we all overthinking. Sometimes it's fine.
Yeah.
All right, that was really nice to meet you. That was cool to talk with you. Wish you good luck for your racing career and for other hobbies which you got, and uh, be with this spark in your life for the future. Thank you so much, guys. Thank you for watching. There was Abigail Cole with us, a young drag racer and absolutely amazing person. Thank you, Abigail, to being with us.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, bye, guys. Thank you.